Patience is important in education, and a willingness to learn, and to a willingness to persevere and to overcome.
This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black entrepreneurship, politics, news, and events in Hampton Roads and beyond.
When I say black, y'all say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say black, y'all say Wall Street. Black.
And now, here's your host, Blair Durham.
Welcome. It's the 92nd edition of Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham. So excited to be here. This show is sponsored by Milestone Mental Health Agency. We'll hear from our sponsor a bit later in the show, as well as Apex Financial Group of Virginia and the COO team. This focus today is Best in Black Business, Volume 6, that alliteration. So we want to welcome, no stranger to this show, Ms. Alexandria Davis. She is the founder and executive director of Milestone LLC. Having worked in the mental health field for over 10 years, Alexandria is passionate about serving as a change agent and advocate for individuals who are underserved. Milestone's policy is to improve the quality of life for individuals by providing support, training, and resources needed to regain balance in their lives through creating and implementing a structured community mental health service. Milestone provides 24 hours, 7 days a week mental health community support, services for individuals with behavioral and psychiatric disorders aged 18 and older who experience severe and persistent mental illness causing symptoms and impairments that produce distress and disabilities in their normal day-to-day functioning, such as self-care, employment, and social and interpersonal relationships. Welcome back, Alexandria. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's great to have you here. Of course, we are right here in Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. So I wanted to make sure we had you on the show and talk a little bit about why that's important and what are some things that we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, July is Minority Awareness Month for mental health. And it's very imperative that we talk about this topic because a lot of minorities are less likely to receive diagnosis and treatment for their mental illness. A lot of times they have less access to mental health services, and oftentimes they receive a poor quality of mental health care, not having the resources and availability of insurance to receive the services.
Wow.
It's near dear to my heart as a minority and the owner of a mental health agency is that we continue to make strides to, decrease the stigma surrounding mental health in our community and also bring awareness to services that are available in the community.
Yeah, that's a critical issue that you raised in terms of access to the proper care. And so I know that your programs provide that level of accessibility to ensure that those that may be underinsured, right, still participate. How does that work?
Yeah, I started Milestone because I did not want anyone to have a barrier to receiving their mental health services. So we provide community mental health services, and what that looks like is none of our clients ever come into the office. Our counselors and our staff meet them into their home, meet them at their doctor's appointment, wherever they may need the service, because a lot of times transportation is the barrier for receiving services.
Mm.
So lack of transportation, lack of finances, lack of just the ability to navigate throughout your community.
Yeah, it's definitely meeting a critical need. So let me ask you this. What are you seeing now in light of COVID-19 and the mental health impact on our community?
Well, we're seeing a lot of individuals talking about mental health more, which is a great thing. A lot of more services are being highlighted, and I have seen in the past, probably about 2 months, I have seen more and more individuals reaching out to find services and to find information. And I think that was the goal of just trying to have a conversation about mental health. And COVID provided that not necessarily, I don't want to give COVID any positive connotation to it, but it did spark the interest about mental health, because of those of us that did not feel we struggled with mental health, being able to not have your structure environment causes anxiety, it causes depression, it causes loneliness and frustration and anger, and not really knowing, not able to control your environment, which causes individuals like a professional like myself that feel like, that had their mental health intact. But those are some of the struggles that our clients deal with on a day-to-day basis prior to COVID.
Right. So you add COVID and everything is just...
It's heightened, yes. It's heightened, and it allowed for us to really have a conversation, and have an honest conversation to be known that we all struggle with mental health. So how do we kind of break that barrier, and how do we provide services? How do we get help, basically? How are we able to provide a better community and resource for each other? Because once we know better, we should be doing better.
I agree. So tell me this, Alexandria. What do you say to the person who, may not necessarily qualify for the services that you provide, but is noticing some kind of low-level anxiety as a result of COVID? What kind of practical steps can they take in their daily life to improve their mental health?
I would definitely say, reach out to your support system, whatever that is, whatever that could be. It maybe is, reaching out, calling a friend or family member. If you're experiencing any anxiety, if you're worried, try to have a well-balanced meal. Try to exercise. Try to get sunlight. Some of the natural components that we may take for granted on ways of, decreasing our anxiety and decreasing our depression. We could actually, make sure you're getting 8 hours of sleep. Make sure you are sleeping, and make sure you're, I didn't say sleeping, but I'm just making sure you're eating a well-balanced meal. Drinking water. Those are some of the things that we could do if we're just feeling like we're having anxiety. But if you're coming to the place where it is taking over your everyday life, then you probably want to call someone and just have someone to assist to talk to you about what's going on with your anxiety or your depression.
I appreciate that. A lot of times, when we're experiencing anxiety, we may stop doing those things that were a part of our normal routine, like you mentioned before, sleeping and drinking water and eating balanced meals. And so I think that always bears repeating, right? You just never know which one of those things could be off that could help us to kind of regain that balance.
And then don't isolate yourself. And if you're getting into the zone where you're not, when you mentioned the having a routine, whenever you stop with your routine, then you know something is going wrong. So you want to make sure you pay attention, and pay attention to your body. And pay attention to your surroundings and what's going on, because it's anxiety. So it's we tend to want to not, know what's going on with us. We tend to not want to think about it. But you can feel when you're having anxiety. You can feel when you're having depression. So it takes a strong individual to recognize it, and so just seek the help that's necessary to kind of combat those symptoms.
If you just tuned in, this is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, chatting now with Alexandria Davis. She's the founder of Milestone LLC. We're talking a little bit about mental health in light of the fact that it is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, and of course things are complicated by the current crisis. I want to ask you this as well, Alexandria, thinking about our young people and the fragile state that they are in, considering COVID plus, the disruption of their routine. What services do you provide for youth?
We provide intensive at-home services, which we go out into home and we provide that family support with the family engagement. And so we're in the process of using a new model, a new evidence-based model, which is family-centered treatment for those services for the individual, because we don't want to just look at the child. We want to look at the entire family to try to see how we can engage and interact with the family.
Wow.
Especially with the new school system. I think some schools are hybrid, some schools are actually going in face-to-face, and some are just doing virtual 100%. So our children need that interaction. Our children need that socialization. So their entire schedule has been turned inside out. So I know that with children, we're going to see a lot of anxiety. We're going to see a lot of depression. And just have that conversation with your child. Let them express their feelings, because it is normal, because you go from going to school and hanging out with your peers, maybe going to the movies, socializing, to now we're unable to do anything. And now the new normal is wearing a mask. So, we have to help them to understand the severity of what's going on, but also at the same time, we have to make sure their emotional state is intact.
Yeah. Key point that you raised regarding normalizing or helping them to understand, or just understanding ourselves, that what we're experiencing in terms of some of the anxiety coming from our children is completely normal, given the fact that their whole world has been upended. I know for me, my daughter had a little bit of anxiety, when COVID first started, and she realized that just like that, she was not going to have the engagement she had been used to. So I think it's key to be able to have that conversation, say, I get it, I get it. Things are different.
Right.
And they're going to be different for a while. At this point, we don't even know. We don't have a timeline per se. So you're continuing to offer services for youth. Can you talk about how someone might qualify to receive those services?
We provide services for adults and children. Medicaid is the payer source for the services. So if any individual has Medicaid and they have a mental health diagnosis, for the adults, as a child, if they're experiencing anxiety or depression, we'll come out, have a counselor assigned to that child, and work with the coping skills that's necessary to get them through their crisis, as well as the adult. We have mental health skill building, which is a service for the adults, working with them also on that level of, anything dealing with their anxiety, depression, getting them to their doctor's appointments. I know a lot of our clients do not like to be around groups, so we're providing services via telehealth, and we're also providing face-to-face to try to give them that reassurance that we're still here, and we're also taking the precautions as given to us by the CDC.
Awesome. And you have some employment opportunities available as well that you want to share?
Yes, we're hiring. We're always hiring for qualified mental health professionals to be that, to be the counselor out in the field, providing the exceptional services that we provide. We're hiring for a full-time crisis specialist, because we have a crisis program as well.
Okay.
We're hiring for a program manager, so someone that can run all of the programs. We're hiring for a full-time program manager. So if anyone is interested and feel like they meet qualifications, they can go on our website, which is milestoneagencyva.com, and they can submit an application and upload their resume. It'll come straight to my email address.
Okay. Perfect. Yep, I was actually going to ask if you could provide both your email address and website. I want to make sure I highlight that again later in the show. Milestone Agency.
VA.com.
Okay. And is there a phone number as well?
Yes, our phone number is 757-606-2802.
Perfect. I appreciate this for sure. I know that you are currently working or planning to do some work inside or with various schools in the region. I think that'll be especially important. for this school year. So just want to let folks know that Milestone is a community-based organization. So
yes, we're planning on adding therapeutic day treatment in the schools in the city of Norfolk. Okay. And we also just added providing home health care services as well. So those are the two new programs that we have that we're working on. But yeah, we're trying to be provide that wraparound services, because we have to refer out for the other services that clients may need, and sometimes the ball is dropped. So just trying to provide that wraparound, so that way the client isn't lost inside of going to a larger agency or the community service board, and just making sure there's a continuity of care with the client.
If you would, we've got about 3 minutes left. Expound on therapeutic day treatment for those that might be curious to know about ways that they can get some additional assistance for their young people.
Okay, so I'm not sure if the school, because I know it's normally provided through the school system, but it's the services and the evaluation within a traditional setting, and it's for students that may be exhibiting emotional and behavior concerns that may hinder their ability to function in the school environment. So they provide counselors, school-based counselors, in the school setting, so that way the student that may be exhibiting these behaviors is not ostracized or forced to learn in a different environment, so that counselor is able to try to redirect them with the behaviors and provide that emotional support, so they're still able to learn in an environment that's conducive with their peers.
Okay, perfect. I love it. We can get more information about this program on your website as well?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We've got about a minute and a half. If you would, just reiterate the website, your telephone number, and those details for people that are interested. That'd be great.
Okay. We're a Milestone Mental Health Agency, a community agency located in Portsmouth, Virginia. Our address is 3303 Airline Boulevard, Suite 3C. That's in Portsmouth, 23701. Our office number is 757-606-2802. My work cell number is 757-749-2732. Our website is milestoneagencyva.com. And if anyone have any questions or concerns about mental health that necessarily may not meet criteria for our program, but just need general information and guidance, they can call us as well. We are community involved. It doesn't matter if it's a referral or not. We just want to get the community involved and engaged when it's dealing with mental health.
Perfect. Alexandria, thank you so much for your ongoing sponsorship of Black Wall Street today, and thank you for the contributions you're making in Hampton Roads to ensure that, again, we're helping to reduce that stigma and that people are able to get the help that they need. We know we're living through challenging times. Things have always been challenging, but they're especially challenging now, so I'm grateful to you for your commitment and the work that you're doing in the area, for sure.
Yes, thank you for having us. We're always here to support.
Absolutely, and we will look forward to having you back. Perhaps once therapeutic day treatment is up and running, it'd be great to bring you back in and talk more about how the services are going.
Okay, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We'll be back in just a moment with #Money Talk.
Excellence is being able to perform at a high level for a long period of time.
The next level success is just a step away. Stay tuned. Black Wall Street Today will be right back after a word from our underwriting sponsors.
Are you a 757 business owner? Do you desire to make new connections and grow your community involvement? Could you benefit from taking classes to sharpen your skills? Well, join Black Brand, Hampton Roads Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. Completing a membership application is simple. Just click onto our website at www.blackbrand.biz or download the app. We look forward to meeting and building with you soon.
Listen. Did you hear that? That was the sound of cancer cells being eradicated with proton beam therapy. If caught in time, a cancer diagnosis does not have to be a death sentence. It doesn't have to be painful, and it doesn't have to subject you to the many side effects of traditional radiation. The Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute invites you to live your life and let us fight your cancer with the most precise cancer treatment available. And now that precision is even sharper thanks to the addition of pencil beam scanning. PBS has treated over 1,800 patients and is only available in select proton facilities in the U.S. The actual treatment lasts 2 minutes or less. Remember this sound. A healthy, normal life can be yours again, cancer-free. Find out how. Call the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute at 877-251-6838 now.
Hey, this is Seiko, producer of the Black Wall Street podcast. The Ad Council launched the Love Has No Labels campaign to address our divisive culture. Let's flood the market with diverse images of love and acceptance, promote inclusion and erode implicit bias. Flood your socials with some positivity. Most people don't see themselves as part of the problem. They don't recognize they can be part of the solution by actively coming together and living inclusively. Flood your socials with some positivity.
And now, more Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham on Smooth 88.1 WHOV.
Welcome back. It's the 92nd edition of Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham. It's time for hashtag Money Talk. This episode is sponsored by Apex Financial Group of Virginia and features Mr. Michael Gray. Good day to you, sir. Good day to you. It's always a pleasure to have you on, and thanks so much for the work that you do. I understand we're going to be talking about financial sense today. Is that right? Making financial
sense. So with that said, the first thing we have to look at when it comes to making sense with our finances, our money, is we have to look at the risk. I'm going to talk about risk for just a few seconds.
Okay.
We have to measure our risk tolerance. A lot of times we're not really aware how much risk we're taking from day to day when it comes to managing our finances. So when it comes to risk, there's three profiles. Some like to take high risk, some like to take moderate, some like to take low. So how do we define financial risk? Financial risk is defined real simple: the possibility of losing money. And if we're going to make sense out of our finances, that's one point we need to just lock in right there. We don't need to be losing money in times such as this. So we don't want to lose money, okay, because losing money has to be regained. So we have to look at risk. So with that said, I want to talk about an area for individuals, especially those who are maybe retired, those who have accounts, retirement accounts, investment accounts, and not just retirees, but those who are basically investing money now. And if you invest the money in there, whether it be a retirement account, investment account, and if you're actually losing money in these accounts due to what we call market volatility, and that's related to Wall Street indexes, S&P, high-risk type, investments where you have market swings. It can be up today, down tomorrow, up this month, down next month. These are what you call volatility, market swings. So if you are actually tied to these type of investments or these type of index, the first way to make sense is that you need to move out of harm's way and get into safety. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is moving out of harm's way and putting your money into something that's safe, that won't cause you to lose money, but will help you to gain money. So that's key number one. So if you're going to gain money and you're not losing money, you're going to be saving money. Okay, now, also, too, when you look at making financial sense, if you are, again, a retiree, and if you have left, let's say, your employment for several years, and a lot of times what people do, Blair, is that when they retire, they don't move their retirement accounts.
Okay.
For example, a lot of times they will leave their retirement accounts, like the 401ks, TSPs, RAs, they will leave it with the previous employer and it just sit there. Matter of fact, it sit there for years and months. But there's a risk involved in that because, as you well know, with this COVID-19, Our economy is slowing down. A lot of businesses have been impacted. So if we have money sitting in a 401k with a previous or former employee, it would be best to try to move that money just in case that business is no longer in business down the road. So that's point number 2. So if you have money that's sitting with former employees, you want to move it out.
Okay.
Yeah, move it out, and so that way we can put it into a safe, in something that's safe for you. So that's point number 2. So now a lot of times again people just let money sit there, and sometimes these businesses they can shut down or they can go out of business. It's not 100% guaranteed that they will stay around. And with the COVID going on right now, there's a lot of uncertainty about businesses. Okay. Now, third point: if you are currently, and this is again the population I'm talking to could be retired or individuals that's currently working. If you are currently paying taxes on earned interest, okay, when I say earned interest, that's like on CDs, money markets, could be investments, a whole lot of really other things that you could be earning interest on. If you're earning interest on these type of investments and you are paying taxes on these type of investments, we have a way that you can actually have what we call tax deferral growth. Meaning that we can actually show you how to move money to something that's tax deferred, which means you don't pay money on the interest while you earn it. You'll pay it down the road, which is tax deferral, which means that the only time that you'll pay or report that interest on your taxes is when you actually make withdrawals. Okay, so we have a tax deferral growth program that will help individuals to defer, making payments, tax payments on interest earned. So that's point number 2. So again, you got a lot of people out there that's basically, earning interest, but they're paying taxes on it. And we have programs that will allow you to let your money grow tax deferred. And when they go tax deferred, basically, it would be more accumulation for you. And also too, we have what we call the triple compound effect of your money. So you get the triple compound effect, because a lot of times you look at money growth. A lot of times folks don't take into consideration, number 1, inflation that's out there, okay? And a lot of times you look at interest rates. We look at the rule of 72, and we have other things that we do that can help reduce taxes. So we have the triple compound effect, which in essence will help you to grow money at a faster pace, and also your money can grow in a tax-deferred account. So that's point number 2. So that's another way that you can save money, and that's another way that you're making sense with your finances. Point number 3. This is something that I think everybody could take advantage of this, and this is something we're going to offer right now. So if you want to look at what we call a comprehensive annual review, and I'm going to give you my number right now, because actually the first 2 keys, I'm going to give you the number right now to call for a free consultation for the first 2 keys that I threw out. And the number here is 757-640-0207. A free consultation. It don't cost you a penny. The number here is 757-640-0207. That's for the first 2 keys. Now, the third key is something that I think everybody can benefit from. What we offer here at Apex Financial Group is what we call a comprehensive annual review. And this is designed to help you to update all your legal documents. It could be a trust, it could be a will, it could be life insurance policies. For example, with life insurance policies, a lot of times individuals, they don't change beneficiaries. Sometimes that beneficiary is there that they never even think about changing, and it may not be the right beneficiaries. We also encourage individuals to go 3 levels deep on beneficiaries, which means that you should have a first, second, and a third beneficiary. Also, too, with this comprehensive annual review for documents, policies, and titles and things of that nature, we also look at policies, because life insurance coverage, because a lot of times people buy life insurance several years, they bought it a few years back, and now they may not have adequate coverage to take care of the needs that are currently here today. And so basically, we have, with insurance programs, we have cash accumulation, these policies that grows tax-free. It can be tax-free income to you as well. It's not just with death benefit. Also, too, what we can do, a lot of times what we do, Blair, with our clients, they come into us and talk with us. Sometimes have the old plans, the old policies, which actually is costing more. So we're able to save them money, on their premiums, which can either be a savings or either buy more insurance for them. And so with that said, with this comprehensive annual review, I think this is something that everybody needs to look at, because of the fact that with the new plans can extend well beyond age 100. with the old plans are running out prior to age 100. And also, too, with the new plans, we offer what we call living benefits, such as long-term care. We offer what we call accelerated death benefit, terminal illness. And a lot of times you'd be surprised. A lot of individuals have policies that if they become disabled, even their premiums are not even waived. They only have waiver premium.
Wow.
So, again, this is something that we give, okay, and this is a free consultation. So, again, you can call us at 757-640-0207 for your free comprehensive annual review. Key number 4, real simple. If you have a will, okay, a will will put you into probate. All a will does is delay. Just think about the word delay. Everything is delayed, everything gets frozen because it has to go through the probate process, which could take months, which could cost a lot of money. We recommend that you have what we call revocable trust. A trust basically keeps you out of probate, and your money moves to your beneficiaries, your siblings, immediately. You don't have to wait 9 months, okay, before they can receive benefits. So, real simple, a will put you into probate, a trust keep out of probate. So, I'm not going to talk more on that subject because it's too extensive, but it is a key point. And if you're looking at protecting your estate, preserving your estate, again, we offer a free consultation. The number here again is 757-640-0207. Point number 4, key number 4.
Okay.
If you are currently, okay, managing your finances, and when I say finances, I'm talking about your household finances, because we all actually have a P&L statement, which is a profit and loss statement. A lot of times we don't look at it from that perspective, but what it is income coming in. We have income coming in, and we also pay what? We pay expenses. And so when we pay expenses, what's left over is what we call the outcome. A lot of times we call it net income, but it's the outcome. Sometimes the outcome, Blair, can be positive or it can be negative. So if you're spending more than what you make, it's negative. That's a negative cash flow. If you're actually having a positive cash flow, that means that you're making more than you spend. So what we recommend and what we'd be willing to sit down with you on is we'll help you to create a budget, a written budget, not something that's in your head, but a written budget. And this budget will help you to look at all your items, income coming in, expenses. And the key to this is to try to find money that's slipping through the cracks, okay? And to help us from overspending and try to create a savings. And that, again, is making financial sense. And if you want to look at just creating a budget, I mean, we'd be more than happy to sit down with you. Again, you can have that free consultation by just calling in today. The number here is 757-640-0207. And the last key that I'm going to talk about right now, Blair, is what we call Social Security review. Social Security review.
Okay.
If you are receiving Social Security, I'm going to give you 2 strategies, real simple. If you're receiving Social Security benefits, if you are a married couple, and one of the spouses have a lower benefit amount, there may, I'm saying may, I'm not saying guaranteed, but there may be a possibility that the spouse with the lower benefit amount, we may be able to raise that through looking at what we call a Social Security review. So, again, for married couples that both receiving benefits, the spouse with the lower amount, there's a possibility we can increase their benefit amount by simply calling us at 757-640-0207. And also, too, if you have a couple that's been divorced, and if that, let's say if the spouses have been divorced, the former spouse has been divorced over 10 years, again, we can also come and also use the spousal benefit to help the individual or the former spouse with the lower benefit amount. We also may be able to increase his or her benefit amount as well. So again, you can get this and some other benefits through what we call the Social Security review. And this is very important because a lot of times there's a lot of benefits that's up on the table, and with the Social Security review, it helps us to identify things that can help you get more maximization out of your benefits. So there you have several keys there, Blair, that would be helpful to our listener today. And again, if they'd like to have any of these keys or any type of consultation, anything they want to review when it comes to finances or budget or when it comes to, investment money, getting money out of harm's way, will trust, whatever the need may be, again, you can call us today at 757-640-0207. and he will help us. Consultation. So there you have it, Blair. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to entertain the questions from you.
We are out of time. Wow, you gave us some great nuggets today. Much appreciated, and certainly look forward to talking next week with you. When we be back, it'll be Best in Black Business, Volume 6. Talk in just a moment.
The biggest financial asset that you have going for you by miles is the value of your own earning power over the years.
If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. More important business insights are on the way. Stay locked in. Black Wall Street Today will be right back after these messages.
Hey, this is Seiko, DJ Seiko Varner, the producer of this podcast. So when I'm not producing podcasts, I'm actually DJing wedding receptions, corporate events, proms, other formals, and I would love to take care of your special event. So our company is Positive Vibes Incorporated, www.positivevibes.net. That's www.positivevibes.net. We've been performing for over 25 years, and we would love to bring our expertise and our fun to your special event. Positive Vibes Incorporated, www.positivevibes.net. Peace and prosperity.
When the conversation is good and the friends are even better, you'll find a wine that brings it all together. Shoe Crazy Wine. Remember that name. Shoe Crazy Wine. Available at Costco, Kroger, and these other fine retailers.
We know you love jazz music, so let's try some jazz music with a little R&B flavor. What about some jazz music with a little trap flavor? Jazz and Caribbean. Hey, we mix it up. So, online, look for Grandpa Crunk and enjoy the great jazz music. Grandpa Crunk. Jazz music.
And now, more Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham on Smooth 88.1 WHOV.
Welcome back. It's the 92nd edition of Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham. It's Best in Black Business, Volume 6. I got it out. I want to salute now Miss Jaynee Sasso. She's MBA and founder of Senior Runs. Senior Runs is an innovative companion ride solution that empowers older adults with limited cognitive skills and physical abilities, along with their caregivers, the access to quickly and easily select a companion driver, book a ride, rate their driver, and instantly make payment for all their routine transportation needs. Senior Runs is helping a growing population of seniors, their families, and members of the healthcare community to reimagine transportation solutions for aging adults with unique care requirements in order to remain happy and healthy. Welcome, Jaynee. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited about your platform. In fact, when I heard about it, I shared it on social media. I said yes, and then I was just thrilled to be able to make a connection to get you on the show today. So I want to talk about first, and I can decide what I want to talk about, right?
Sure.
What was the inspiration for this innovation?
Well, it was my own journey, as most entrepreneurs, especially those that are successful. It usually is birthed from their own journey, a problem that they had in their own lives. And so for me, it was that I was a caregiver. And so I actually dropped out of college in my sophomore year to come home and take care of my grandma. And from then on, I have just been the family pillar in that sense of caring for everyone. And there were just, at that time, the terminology caregiver wasn't even being used. So I just noticed that if it was anybody else that was doing what I was doing, that we were a population of people that were being overlooked, and there just was not a lot of resources. It was just, you were just taking care of a loved one, and that was what you're supposed to do, and, you know, you kind of figure it out. But I knew that I needed to create something that would help lessen the stress and anxiety of being the caregiver and ultimately taking care of someone that is transportation dependent.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So Uber for seniors essentially is what you have built. I know this has been a huge undertaking. Can you talk through just some of the process in terms of really creating your business plan, getting the funding that would be necessary to establish the platform? I feel like there's a significant gap in our community in terms of really understanding startup, right? And so I want you to kind of, talk it through.
Sure. Well, I mean, I have been on this entrepreneurial journey since I left college, because at that time there just was no getting a job and people understanding that you had to take time off of work to take care of someone. Even now it's probably not as supported, but I'm sure it's a lot more support in corporate America than it was at the time that I started out doing it. So I knew that entrepreneurship was going to be the only way that I was going to kind of navigate my own journey and path to success, and I wouldn't be able to do it the traditional way. So I started this journey early on, thought I knew a lot, like we all do when we start out. We think we know everything and we've got it covered, and we know business, right? We know how to buy, we know how to sell, whatever little trinkets or widgets we have. But I didn't realize there's an evolutionary process that takes place with your own personal and professional development, so that you can reach and access certain levels of success. So, raising funding, understanding what investors are looking for, how to speak their language. I've had several business failures, and a lot of those, with every failure came an awareness and an awakening that there was something else I needed to learn. So I actually ended up going back to school, getting my MBA, becoming very proficient in accounting and just speaking the language of business, because I didn't have that skill. I knew how to buy, sell. I knew how to come up with ideas, but I didn't know how to build something where an investor would actually look at it. I didn't even know what the characteristics of a business might be to even be interested, to catch the interest of an investor. So we have to first learn what type of business are we building, what kind of funding is realistically available to us for our particular venture. And then once we understand that, then you'll know how to have conversation with whoever it is that you're going to be sitting down at the table with, whether it's your family and friends that you're going to try to get involved with you, whether it's the banker or in some cases venture capitalists, angel investors. All of those are different conversations, and they all have different expectations. So education about your business and how that looks to the investor community, I think, is very important. It was definitely a big gap in what my expectation was. And so even my journey, I have evolved and pivoted my business. My business doesn't look anything like it did when I started this journey back in 2014. So patience is important in education, and a willingness to learn, and to a willingness to persevere and to overcome, and to recognize that you're not where you need to be yet because you don't know what you need to know yet.
Wow, you talked through a couple of things there. You talked about some kind of soft skills, right, in terms of persistence and patience. But then you talked about some more kind of definitive, tangible, items that you had to have. And you talked about counting in particular as a skill set that you opted to learn. I think it might be safe to say that if you don't have that skill set, you need somebody on your team that has that skill set. I know we had a 3-part series, it must have been about a year ago now, where we focused on whether or not those in business needed formal business education. Formal or informal is necessary, right, in order to reach the level of success. Yeah, I appreciate you being candid to say it's been a journey.
Yeah.
So where are you now? How has the platform grown? And then sort of give us the trajectory as well. So what do you hope that 5 years from now?
Sure. Well, I know you had mentioned, and a lot of people compare us to the Uber for seniors, but really we do a lot more than transportation. I like to say it's transportation support. We really provide companion care services with a transportation focus. So transportation is just the kind of the vehicle, no play on words, but it's the vehicle that allows us to facilitate relationships with our elderly and with our older adults that have unique care needs. So we provide really a holistic process to how we support our seniors, not only with transportation, but their social and emotional needs. So we also provide in-home help. We also provide just taking someone for an ice cream cone, taking them to a show. It doesn't. Our transportation does not have to be medical related. We're really looking to help our seniors to re-engage in the community and be and stay intact and stay close to the community that they once were before they were not able to be mobile. So for me, the platform has grown significantly because we're not just attacking a problem from one way. So like Uber is great because it's just about moving bodies, right? But for us, we're not just moving bodies. We really don't spend a lot of time on the road. We really spend a lot of time helping these seniors navigate their medical appointment, being able to see where they're going, hear what they need to hear from the doctor, being the eyes, the hands, the feet of their loved ones who might live across the world, in another country in a lot of cases. So I think that for us, we're trying to focus on in the next 5 years to wake up the healthcare community to the fact that there is a population of people that are falling through the cracks because they don't currently fit the mold or the profile of either someone that is, the active senior that's still kind of independent and can do their thing, or the person that is so sickly or ill that they need this kind of ongoing care and attention. So we're focusing on really changing the mindset around aging. For me, it's personal. I'm getting older, and I want to create a world that I'm excited to be old in. And right now, when I look at the world, I'm like, I'm not really excited about what I see. And so for me, in the next 5 years, we're looking to be at least across the region, if not a national, looking and identifying different pockets of where our seniors are being left behind because they're not mobile and they're not able to utilize other alternative methods of transport or mobility, and being kind of that undergird of support for them and their families. Don't forget about the millions of family caregivers. I mean, I get calls all the time from families that say, I am so excited that I found you. You're a lifesaver because there's nothing else that addresses all of my needs, right? We can move you from here to there, but if you need help with your wheelchair, if you need somebody, a social, they don't have that. So we are providing a comprehensive support system for our seniors when they're kind of in that in-between stage. So raising funding is huge for us. We're in the midst of doing that now, so that we can actually get the platform built that will be robust enough for us to handle a growing group of seniors and be able to handle a national kind of infrastructure. And so raising capital right now, and we're getting really close to doing that. We have a lot of people that are coming to the table, and I'm excited about that. People that are naturally starting to see what I've been trying to say, right? So when you're a visionary, you usually go out first, and people say, "Oh, I don't think that's really needed." It sounds good. It's a nice thing to do. But as time has passed, people are now saying, "Oh, she was right. Yeah, wow. I think we do need that." So now people are coming to the table, and that's where your patience comes in. Wait for people to catch up with you.
Yeah. If you've just tuned in, this is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, talking with Jaynee Sasso, the founder of Senior Runs, an innovative company that is providing a complete solution for seniors. Let me ask you this, Jaynee. What advice would you give by way of resources to an entrepreneur who is ready to scale their business?
Yeah, wow, that's a loaded question there.
It is.
Because it is. Well, I started out entering into the local pitch competition, which maybe some of your listeners know about, Start Peninsula. So I think I entered that for the first time during their second year when they launched that. And that's how I started. And so what I did is I took advantage of every conversation that I had that day and that evening for that weekend with the mentors and with all the people that put that program together. And then I started, because I'm not originally from this area. So when I came, I didn't know anybody. Nobody knew me. And so I had to build my network again. And that meant I had to just get out there and meet who I could meet, find out who the players are, find out how the culture of the industry that you're trying to get into, how do people think, what do they believe, and just all of that information. I had to do a lot of information gathering. So if there's local pitch competitions, if there's incubators in your area, that's where I started. And I just had to, step by step, meeting by meeting, person by person, just start to kind of pick out, okay, this person has this person has that resource, I took this class, I went to this event, and I just became very strategic about how I spent my time and who I spent my time with, and from there just kept going and just saying, and I've even traveled out of the area. I did the Black Girls Venture pitch and came in second there up in D.C. So after a while, you might exhaust where you are locally. So that means now you've got to get out of your box and your comfort zone and start to explore other avenues and have conversation with folks in other areas. So getting out of your comfort zone and utilizing and leveraging every single conversation, every single resource you can get your hands on is what I would tell folks.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. Jaynee, man, this has been amazing. Our time is already up. I am so looking forward to having you back, particularly as you make that regional stride, right? I wanted to, and then you start to set those next goals. So excited to see you take off, though.
It is exciting.
I'm a believer in what you're doing. I wish it had been around sooner for some folks that were aging in my family, you know?
Yeah.
I'm glad that it is here now. Senior Run.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, thanks for your time today, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Black Wall Street today. Certainly want to give thanks for our sponsors, Milestone Mental Health Agency and Ms. Alexandria Davis at milestoneagencyva.com, as well as Apex Financial Group of Virginia and the COO team. And thank you so much to Jaynee Sasso and Senior Runs for appearing on the show today. This is Black Wall Street Today, where we're building minds, we're building connections, and we are forging the path ahead toward business success in the Black community. I look forward to talking next week.
Phenomenal. Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram, and then follow us on Twitter as well at BWS Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said and I will continue to say that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party. Phenomenal.
Hey, yo, when I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black. Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street.